What is going on, all of you hedgehog and racing game fans out there in the world? I'm Mega Am, so thank you for watching this YouTube video. Whether you are a new or returning viewer, I appreciate you stopping by. And I am back. Listen, it's just been a day as of the last analysis I did, but there have been a lot more details that, after a day, I kind of caught up on social media, and I wanted to kind of create a separate video because I think this warrants another video of a lot more details about the upcoming Sonic Racing CrossWorlds. We had a trailer unveiled during the Sony State of Play that just happened a day ago as of this recording. And the last video, I'll try to link in the description below. Go watch that. I talk about the trailer itself. It's only a minute and a half trailer, but we have a lot more information than I realized. So even beyond that, we're going to take a look at the website, some of the store listings, as well as IGN had a preview that just went up today as of this recording, and some social media posts. So we're going to go through this. If you're like me, I am super excited for Sonic Racing CrossWorlds. The potential here is honestly intense. It seems like they're combining a lot of the past elements of previous Sonic Racing games, like the extreme gear from Sonic Riders, like the transforming mechanics from Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing Transformed. But let's take a look at the website here first. I forgot to mention in the first analysis, you can apply for a closed network test. However, it's specifically for PlayStation, which kind of sucks. But just for anybody who is interested, looks like you have to apply by February 18th, or at the end of the day, February 18th. It's currently scheduled for February 22nd to February 24th. So that is not this coming weekend, but the following weekend, I believe. Yeah, the following weekend is when that closed network test is happening. So we'll hopefully hear more stuff about it from there. I mean, honestly, there probably is a bit of an NDA when it comes to this. We're going to get into that in a second here. There's some exciting stuff shown on this website. So we see the key art here. Looks great. Love to see Jet up here with the extreme gear in the front lines. Shadow on a monster truck. Eggman with the egg drill stir. We got the dinosaur. The background looks to be the dino level. It's cool to see. And they're entering this kind of whatever this starting kind of generic starting track. No, I don't want to say generic, but you know what I mean. It's a good starting track. It reminds me of the Mario Kart Stadium from Mario Kart 8. It says it's coming soon, so it's going to be out in a little bit. Not quite yet, though. You can wishlist it now. It seems specific to certain regions for PlayStation and Microsoft stores, but Steam and Epic Games Store, you can wishlist it wherever. So I currently have it wishlisted on the Steam page. You can see here both trailers. This was the teaser trailer from the Game Awards. This was the one at the State of Play. But let's take a look at some of the elements here, such as the introduction. The Sonic Racing CrossWorlds get ready for races that transcend dimensions. So dimensions seems to be a focus here. Sonic has traveled to all kinds of worlds over the years, but when the travel rings, bring him to the multiverse. So we're getting into multiversal stuff here. A brand new adventure, unpredictable races, and wild competitions away. It's currently under development, so it's coming soon. We're going to see further updates later. So, dynamic courses, they kind of go into detail here. Passing through a travel ring takes you into a cross world for the second lap specifically, and then the final lap, there are big changes that happen. So if you remember in Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed, I guess the first one kind of too, but mainly Transformed, every lap for the most part felt different, especially the final lap. Things would really change, like the terrain. So they seem to be incorporating that aspect of it. But it seems to be that second lap when we saw in the State of Play trailer, Shadow go through those teleportation rings. That seems to be specific to the second lap. So it seems like first lap's going to be standard track. Second lap, you're going to teleport here into the Frenzy Gate, they call it. It randomly shows up throughout the track. Okay. Causing chaotic fun and mayhem races in the crossworld. So like we saw, like, for example, you're in this stadium and you cross over to the Dino world, and then you kind of come back for a final changed lap. I do still hope that this cross-world aspect is like its own stage, like its own regular stage too, that changes up a lot, but we'll see, I suppose. I'm still assuming this is a random cross-world, but they don't confirm that here. But yeah, so you go to the Frenzy Gate in the second lap, and then, yeah, the final lap seems to be like the terrain's changed a lot, like in All-Stars Racing Transformed, is kind of the comparison we have here. Fitting your vehicle with different gadgets grants you all kinds of abilities that change your playstyle options. So you can equip different gadgets. We actually see here. It's a little tough to see with the screenshot here, this UI. Can I open this in a separate tab? Yeah, kind of, but not really. That's a little clearer, I suppose. We can see here these different... These different gadgets here we equip. There seems to be a ring there, obviously, and some other kind of orbs. I think that might be the glove. But there seems to be maybe like an attack boost thing. We can also see the UI here, the speed. You're gonna have speed, ring count, a little mini map here. I'm trying to see if there's any of the characters. I did miss this in the preview footage. Apparently Zaz is playable, so we are getting Deadly Six. Maybe Zavok's here too, I have no idea, or Zaz is replacing him, we'll see. But there's Zaz on the track there. Seems like there's gonna be a crown on whoever's in first. And yeah, we'll have to see what all these icons mean later, but there is that. What else we got? Okay, let me scroll up here a little bit where I live off. There we go. So yeah, gadget customization. You fit your vehicle with different gadgets, grants you all sorts of abilities that can change your playstyle options. So you can see here, okay, so this is like a speedy air trick. This almost reminds me of like the Spirit equip menu in Smash Ultimate, if anybody's played that mode. But there's all sorts of stuff here you can customize. Yeah, perform air tricks faster is what the speedy air trick does. And it looks like based on this list at the top here, there are probably presets you can establish, so that's really cool. I don't even know what all these do. Some of these seem to just give you more rings. I don't know. Some of these are really hard to say. So, and not sure what this currency is in the top right with these tickets. We'll probably find that out at some point. But it looks like you can equip different abilities, so that's kind of cool. Oh, here's an example. Okay. So I see this one gives you an extra item slot. It looks like you have 2 item slots based on the UI we've seen. So this would give you an extra item slot. Shout out to Mario Kart Double Dash. And I guess Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, they added that in. And then, oh, I see double the ring limits. That doesn't just give you 200 rings. That, I guess 100 rings must be the ring limit, and then you can double it. Okay. I'll be curious. Rings, I mean, maybe you lose. I'm guessing it might be like coins in Mario Kart 8, where you have more rings, you speed up. We don't know for sure yet, but there we go. That's pretty much it for this aspect of the website. Is there anything else? Now that I think about it, okay, when I went here, was that information buried here? Let's scroll down a little bit. Right, so the goal of the closed network test is that, yeah, because I kind of want to dive into this a little bit more. Okay, so they're showing off the content here. That's what this is. Okay, let's take a closer look at this. We have, right? Oh, sorry. Get rid of that filter. What are we doing? No, go away. There we go. We have this stage. Cool. This is the basic stage we've seen. They're not giving us the name of it, but it's just like the generic course. We get this one, which we'll get into this in the social media post in a bit, but apparently this one's called Rainbow Garden. I don't know what this is based off of, because I think this is supposed to be from a Sonic game. If you know, let me know in the comments below. I don't know what, or maybe this is just an original stages. Maybe we're getting original stages in this, but this does not look familiar to me from a Sonic game. But it looks pretty, so that's really cool to see. This is what I'm most excited about. I was literally thinking to myself last night as I was thinking of what tracks could be in this game. I was like, Sonic Rush would be perfect because literally, I mean, Sonic Rush takes place in a separate dimension. It takes place in Blaze's home dimension. This is Water Palace from Sonic Rush. We have this confirmed later. This is Water Palace, and I'm so happy. I was literally like, they could totally put Water Palace here. Let me hear that remix. I need to hear that remix of Water Palace's music. This is awesome. Sega rarely acknowledges Sonic Rush. So it's really cool to see they're actually acknowledging it here. Look at this, looks great. Very excited for Water Palace. This is some kind of museum level. I'm not exactly sure. Well, actually, is this a museum? This almost looks like an airport. Maybe it's an airport. I don't even know. I'm getting heavy Sonic Unleashed vibes like Spagonia from this, but it also might just be like a generic level. You know, they might be doing like what Mario Kart does in like, I don't want to say generic, but maybe making specific, just like tracks, unique tracks for the game rather than pulling all of them from previous games, but that's going to be available. We have this track, which I do need to correct myself. I kind of mentioned it in the analysis a little bit, but this is definitely Metal Harbor. We have that confirmed. Yeah, this is Metal Harbor. This is not the Afterburner stage from Racing Transform like I was originally thinking, but which is fine. You know, we don't need it to be. But that's really, it's cool to see Metal Harbor acknowledged too. I feel like that stage rarely gets acknowledged in a Sonic game. So we have that as a track. And we also have Seaside Hill, which based on this level design, this looks like the exact same track from like Team Sonic Racing, Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transform. I feel like it comes back in like every single like racing game that we have. So, I mean, cool to still see it there. It makes sense. So it's interesting. So those are main courses, right? Then we go into the CrossWorlds specifically. So these are going to be those second lap segments. We have this stage, which they're calling Sky Road. This, I think it's kind of loosely based on the level in Lost World, but this stage was in Team Sonic Racing. I believe it's the same exact track. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong about that, but this seems to be that track returning from Team Sonic Racing here. We have the Casino Park stage from the previous Sonic and All-Stars Racing game, so it's cool to see them bring back some old ones. I believe this is called Kraken Bay. I think this is supposed to be based off a level in Secret Rings. I'm still fully unsure about that, but that's what that seems to be. The lava, I forget, they might be calling it Lava Reef, I don't know. Very much seems inspired by, like, Sonic Lost World, that lava level. That's kind of the vibes I'm getting here. And finally, the Dino level from Secret Rings, whatever the Dinosaur Jungle, probably they're calling it. Dino, do, it's jungle, you know, that level. In terms of the characters, so these are all available in the closed network test, by the way. So if you're signing up for that, these will be available. We got Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Amy, Shadow Cream, Eggman, Omega, Zaz. So here's the confirmation of Zaz. He is in the game indeed. Look at my boy Omega. You love to see him. And then they show off the different cars. You have speed type, you have acceleration type, handling type, and power type. So it seems like there's going to be 4 different types of vehicles in this game. I'm sure based on their stats, they'll change. Total 16 machines will be available, which is cool. It looks like they're going to have world matches, which you see here. Very much inspired by the Mario Kart 8 selection through online multiplayer. But you have, Rainbow Garden there, Metal Harbor. With the rocket ship in the middle, looks great. Ocean View is what they call that stage, the Seaside Hill one. And then just a random choice. So that's cool to see. Looks like that's what going to be like the online lobby is like. Play online, compete against players around the world, and rise through the ranks. So there is a ranking system. Ranks range from E to A, and the very best players can reach even legend rank. Each time your rank goes up, you'll earn new gadgets. So if you want to get more customization and stuff, it's best to try to level up. Now, we get into the customization a bit here. This is kind of crazy because they're almost showing off the customization here. It's almost like, so you can customize the wheels, of course, but it's almost like you can customize the front and the back of the car separately. Like we can see in the background here, you can see the UI, which is really interesting. So you combine the two. Maybe you can't mix and match colors, but it's still like the car parts themselves, which I'm sure each have their own stat boosts or detriments there. So very interesting car customization. Let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below. Customize your machine by combining a variety of tires and parts, then add stickers and change the color. Okay, so you can personalize by changing the color. Okay. We have the gadget customization again. Home on manual. Yeah, the period again as well. So we already went through some of this before. Only on PlayStation 5, which is a bit annoying. But I'm guessing they didn't want to implement. They probably don't have crossplay enabled. I really hope there's crossplay in the game at launch, but we'll see. So yeah, there we go. Blah, blah, cool. Participation eligibility. You get a bonuses. Look at that. You get a little banner that says Network Test Racer. There's a survey, all that stuff. Controls, the FAQ. Do I need PlayStation Plus? It's not necessary. Good. Oh, you can live stream or upload videos as long as they abide by the guidelines. Okay, okay. Probably specific gameplay. This is all FAQ stuff. We don't have to get through all this. Is there any other interesting information here? Probably not. Think they want to hide? No. All right. So that's it there for the website. So still a lot of details, new tracks, confirmation of like Zaz, for example, and customization and stuff like that. On the Steam page here, there's not too much to show off that's different. We see the trailer again. Mainly, we just have some screenshots here, which are cool to see. So we'll go through those a little bit. There's the Casino Park stage. There's some kind of shuriken weapon, which is really cool. Another look at that Rainbow Garden stage. If you know what this is based off of, let me know in the comments below, because I'm trying to figure out what that is. A screenshot of Water Palace. I love that Water Palace is here, man. This is freaking awesome. Metal Harbor with the boost. The glove seems to be returning from Sonic and All-Stars Racing game, so that's cool to see. And then the Metal Harbor track. Very nice. To be announced. Sonic and Sega. You can add it to your wish list there. Race across land, sea, air, space, and time. Wow. A variety of offline and online modes. Hopefully that means there's going to be some kind of story mode, but obviously they're not going to confirm that yet. Team Sonic Racing had a very kind of meh story mode, but it was there. I really do miss the story mode of Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed had a pretty cool story mode. I do want to shout out, as we get into the social media stuff here, shout out to Tails channel for all of their coverage here. They've done a lot of stuff here. So shout out to them. Go check them out and follow them. I don't know if there's too much more information here. They are speculating because of the network test if it's going to be a live service title. I don't think that necessarily means that. I don't see them doing a live service title. Shout out to Sage. I really don't think they're going to do that. She looks so cool. Let her little car. I do not think they're going to be doing that. But we'll see. Extreme gear. That's cool to see. Yeah, the gadget features almost like an RPG-like elements. That's interesting. What's cool is, so yeah, for the first time ever in a Sonic racing games, characters are not tied to specific vehicles. So you can just customize your car completely. Which I think to me means that every character can play on the extreme gear. That's the fun part. Here are some unique screenshots, especially Jet on the extreme gear in Metal Harbor. Freaking awesome. Love to see it. Wishlist on Steam. More screenshots there. So here's the thing. Sega had a press release talking about this game more too. Despite the priority on Sonic series, the upcoming game will also feature Sega characters as well. So specifically from Sega, New Worlds await in the upcoming Sonic the Racing game. Sonic Racing CrossWorlds introduces a unique gameplay mechanic transporting the iconic characters from the Sonic and Sega universes. So characters from the Sega universes is what that's saying. So I'm kind of anticipating this to be kind of like what they did with Sonic Riders, where that game had only a few Sega characters that were not in the Sonic universe. I imagine that's what they're going to do here. I don't think it's going to be quite to as much of a crossover as Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transform, but you know what? This is still good. This is still cool to see. We'll get at least a few in there, which is great. Zaz being confirmed, all the character icons here. We went through all that. Controls for PlayStation, yada, yada, yada. Rundown of controls. Is there anything interesting in here? CrossWorlds, ring, water controls. Maximum speed will be increased based on how many rings were collected. Yep. Makes sense. Cool. Makes sense. And then all different sorts of items. Oh, that's a warp ring. Okay. Drill, laser. We got triple boost and boost with the wisps. Omo Chow's an item? Omo Chow creates a path of rings. That's wild. Monster truck. So it seems like the monster truck is an item you get to turn into that. We got bonus ring, homing punch, triple homing punch, rocket punch, slicer. Oh, man. There's a bomb, like the bomb wisp, I guess. King Boom Boo is an item. That's great to me. He summons King Boom Boo. He attacks the machine in first place. So King Boom Boo is literally the equivalent of a blue shell. I love it. A slime. Okay. Weight. Dark Chow. Oh, that's first and second. Interesting. Void. Shield. Tornado. Spiked Iron Ball, and Magnet. So some taken from the All-Stars Racing game. Some taken from Team Sonic Racing. Some ran like King Boom Boo turning into an item. Fantastic. Bring King Boom Boo back into the main canon. It's time. And all sorts of gadgets. Collision boost. Double ring boost. Runoff bonus. Yeah, look at all these. So many different gadgets that will make more sense in the context of the main game. And they're showing all these different recommended gadget combinations. That's cool. It's going to be an Unreal Engine. There you go. The customization more so. We've already went through that. Yeah, this really breaks it down. Because, yeah, look at... Okay, so maybe even the middle piece you can customize, too. See, that's wild. Look at all the stuff you can customize. That's kind of crazy. I'll be very curious to see how that plays out. We get more screenshots. We've seen most of these. Yeah. More of those. We saw that. User interface. That. Okay. Okay. This is also interesting. So... we got news about the Digital Deluxe version of this game, which of course they're going to do a Digital Deluxe version at Sega. The Digital Deluxe version includes the base game, DLC Season Pass, which means we're going to get DLC, which is really cool, and the Season Pass means we're going to get multiple sets of DLC, hopefully new Sonic characters, new Sega characters, new tracks, stuff like that. Sonic Prime playable characters, that's really cool. So you're gonna, that makes sense for CrossWorlds, honestly. That makes perfect sense to me. So hopefully like Rusty Rose, 9, those characters. And early access to the game, of course. I'm really hoping those Prime playable characters are separate DLC you can buy as well, because, I love to play as them. I don't really want to get the Digital Deluxe version. I'd rather just buy everything separately, but, it is there. And here we go. So, there's going to be 23 racers at launch. So, 23 racers. We know about, let's see, Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Amy, Eggman, Shadow, Omega, Cream, Vector, Charmy, Zaz, Metal Sonic, that's 12, we're up to 12. Silver, that's 13. Sage, 14. Big, that's 15. We saw Big. I think we can assume Espio because of Vector and Charmy, so that would be 16. That leaves 7 more. If we include Rouge and Blaze, who I don't think we've seen, but I feel like they're probably going to be here, that's 18. Which leaves 5 more. Jet, of course, how can we forget about Jet? That's 19. That leaves 4. So I think there's going to be probably at least 2 Sega characters in that case. Zavok would be 20. Yeah, so we'll see. And honestly, like, DLC is a perfect opportunity for more Sega characters to show up. So there's also going to be 24 main tracks, 15 CrossWorlds, which that's a lot. 24 tracks is a good amount. Of course, you're not going to be able to compete with the number Mario Kart 8 has. That's just been built up over years and years and years. 15 CrossWorlds is still cool, too. I'm hoping some of those CrossWorlds get their own main track. That'd be great. So we have plenty more tracks that we have no idea about and some characters we could see. 23 different power-ups is great, and 45 original unique vehicles. So that's pretty cool. And then you can mix and match them from there, it sounds like. So there you go. A lot of cool stats there. I'm especially curious to see in the coming months more of the tracks and the CrossWorlds, as well as a few more characters. We know about most of the characters at launch now based on that trailer, but there are still a few we could see show up later. There's going to be Grand Prix, Race Park, and Time Attack. Race Park? I wonder what that's going to be. Maybe just a single race without the Time Attack, maybe? It's going to be online crossplay. Yes. Good. Okay. Crossplay. Good. CrossWorlds crossplay. You have to at that point. And yeah, challenges and frenzy mode. So that'll be kind of cool. Challenge mode was in the original Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing. Be cool to see that frenzy mode. I think IGN went into a little bit about that. No mention of a story mode, so maybe there's no campaign. But, you know, I guess it's okay. So yeah, we have some more here. Here we go. 24 main tracks. We have more information here. Yeah, so E Stadium is what this is called. Rainbow Garden, Water Palace, Nettle Harbor confirmed, Ocean View, and Wonder Museum. So that's an interesting name for a track there. That's Sega's website, I see. And then we get more of these. Roulette Road, that's from the previous games. Dinosaur Jungle, Kraken Bay, Lava Cave is what that's called, and Sky Road from Team Sonic Racing. So yeah, we got a lot more already, and that's coming, of course, to pretty much everything. And I think that's it. Is that all the important details here? Am I missing anything? Oh yeah, this is all the content summarized for the network test there. Apparently, people who worked on the initial D-Arcade racing game are working on Sonic Racing CrossWorlds. That's cool. So we got some good pedigree there. We didn't know who was working on it because it's not Sumo Digital this time around. And then, yeah, I just Jada Griffith. Okay, yeah, so yeah, that's pretty much it for Tails channel. Shout out again to Tails channel. I'm not going to spend too much time on this part. This video is already long enough as it is. That's not this game. They're just comparing that to other stuff. But we get a little bit of footage here. It's cool to see the red rings play a factor. There's the King Boom Boo item there. The gun robots walking around a Metal Harbor is awesome. So we see some footage here of like them playing as Tails here and the different transformation mechanics. Knuckles here in the boat on the Ocean View track we get to see, which is super duper cool. And we get to see the CrossWorld into Kraken Bay for a little bit. And kind of looking at that, this looks really cool. The trick system looks absolutely gnarly. Maybe they have the speedy trickster thing equipped because that was pretty fast. We get to see, the Lava Cave track here. This reminds me a lot of the Golden Axe track from Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed, if any of you played that game and remember that. I get a lot of those vibes from this. Yeah, and we just see more of other stuff going on here. I don't know if we see any other characters sitting in here at all, but I feel like, we'll find out the others soon. Yeah, honestly, I'm going to let the rest of this footage play out on its own because honestly, while I wrap up this video, I do want to talk about when do I think this game's going to launch, right? Excuse me. The ultimate issue is that Switch 2 is launching this year with a new Mario Kart. I really think if Sega wants to at least make this game somewhat relevant, I mean, they're going to have DLC, so that's going to help. That's already good to hear. I think you want to launch this before Mario Kart. Now, my prediction for Switch 2, I shouldn't make this just a Switch 2 prediction video, but we have that presentation in April. I feel like it's going to launch over the summer. Let's assume June. Let's assume June is the earliest the Switch 2 launches. If they're doing a network test now, with a decent amount of content in there, mind you, and we've seen most of the characters already, we've seen some of the tracks and stuff, I feel like this game could come out in like April or May. Like I'm honestly wondering if this game comes out first half of this year. Like I'm kind of like leaning towards that. Look at this CrossWorlds. This looks great. I'm kind of leaning towards that right now. So that's just literally my gut feeling, right? I feel like Sega would want to try to get this out before Mario Kart, because once the new Mario Kart comes out, like that's gonna be what everybody's talking about. Granted, you launch this beforehand, like a month or two before Mario Kart, and then you keep, at least for this year, updating the game with different sorts of DLC, then I think that's the way to go, at least to be a little more relevant in that regard. So I'm really hoping that it comes out sooner, but I mean, we'll hear more information soon, I'm sure. There are plenty of tracks we don't know about, a few characters in the base game we still don't know about. We'll hear about the DLC later, but the facts, because like with the teaser trailer at the Game Awards in 2024, we had no idea when this game would come out. They showed us barely anything, but then we get this massive trailer for this game, and I think this game is farther along than we might have originally suspected. And I hope so, because like I said, I want them to put this out before Mario Kart, avoid kind of like ending up in that situation. But anyways, guys, oh my god, this video is way too long. There was a lot of supplementary material to go into in terms of digging into the details. This is why I said I wanted to make a separate video, because there was a lot in that trailer, but then Sega released a press release about a ton of other stuff outside of that trailer in the last day. And it's been a lot of details, and like hearing more about it, like the big takeaways for me are the fact that we are going to get at least some Sega characters. There's going to be online crossplay, and there's going to be DLC support and like Sonic Prime characters, the deluxe version, and all the numbers of characters and racetracks. Like, it's great to hear. And the customization actually seems super duper cool, like even more in depth than something like Mario Kart has. So listen, I hope I'm going to be super excited to play this game. I hope it comes out sooner in the year, but we will see. But with that, that's going to do it for this kind of part 2 analysis of Sonic Racing CrossWorlds and all the information we know about thus far. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below after seeing this and part 1. Go watch that if you haven't already. Let me know how excited you are for this game. I am definitely getting excited. There's a lot to dive into here. Shout out again to Tails' channel. Shout out again to IGN for their first look preview. And of course for Sega and Sonic Team for updating the website and for developing the game. So with that, thank you so much for watching. I will catch you all in the next video or live stream. And until then, don't take your hands off the wheel.